Aloha! In this video, we'll show you how to read a bill and a resolution from the Hawaii State Legislature's website. Go to the website, capitol.hawaii.gov. Starting at the Measure Status page for a particular bill, in this case HB 553 relating to the protection of sharks. The bill number is printed in large font at the top of the page, above the key elements of the bill. Next to the PDF number, there will be the latest version of this measure in PDF. This icon is what I will be clicking on. The first thing we can notice is that in the upper right-hand corner of the document, we've got the bill number, including all of its draft numbers. Those draft numbers are important because the bill can change as it goes through the legislative process, and we want to be aware of which version we're looking at. Then comes the bill title. Here we've got a bill for an act relating to the protection of sharks, and the important thing about a bill title in Hawaii is that it cannot change after introduction. It must reflect the content of the bill. So the content of the bill could change as it goes through the legislative process, but it can't change so much that it is no longer about the protection of sharks, since that was the title it was introduced with. Then comes the enacting clause. Be it enacted by the legislature of the state of Hawaii. The enacting clause is mandated by the Hawaii State Constitution. Next is the content of the bill, which is divided into sections. As we look through the bill, we see sections 1, 2, and so on. Section 1 in this bill has what is called a purpose section. Not all bills will have a purpose section, but if they do have one, it'll appear right up front as Section 1. This is where they can put information regarding findings, the need for a bill, and justifications. Section 2 gets into what the new law will do, and in this case, the new law will amend Chapter 188 in the Hawaii Revised Statutes by adding a new section. You'll notice there is a dash with a blank after Chapter 188. That is because we don't know exactly what section number this should be in, and it will be left to the reviser of statutes to decide where in the chapter this section will go. Usually it is organized in order of parts to be added to law books, parts of the law books to be amended, and parts to be repealed. Usually within those categories, it'll be by section number. There are quotation marks around the sections with the exact language of what should be added to the law books. It goes on for a few pages, and all that new language is underlined. That's the Ramsar format, where for all language that will be added to the law books, it will be underlined, and any language that will be deleted is bracketed and stricken. Section 3 shows that Chapter 188-70 of the Hawaii Revised Statutes, or HRS, will be amended and repealed. We see subsection A with quotation marks with the language to be added underlined, and the blank section number, again, for the reviser of statutes to fill in, and the language to be deleted, bracketed and stricken. Section 4 states that this act does not affect the rights and duties that matured. This bill does not have an appropriations section, but if it did, it would generally appear in this area as a section on appropriations, specifying the amount of the appropriation, the fund it would be coming from, and the expending agency and purpose would be noted. Don't be alarmed if the amount of the appropriation is blanked out. If the bill goes on to conference, the amount will be filled in when Fin and WHAM, the House and Senate fiscal committees, determine how much money is available. In this bill, Section 5 is the Ramsar section, which documents the expectations that statutory material to be repealed is bracketed and stricken, while new statutory material is underscored. Keep in mind that the section numbers may vary depending on the length and the content of the bill, but in general they will follow a similar order. The last section of the bill will be the effective date that the law will take effect if enacted. If it says, "This act shall take effect upon approval," then the bill would take effect on the date that the governor signed the bill, for example. If the date is a year that is really far into the future, that is what we call a defective effective date, which ensures that a bill in progress will go into conference to discuss the final version of the bill with a new fixed date if it comes out of conference. The summary page is the report title and description, which is helpful for informational purposes. So that is how to read a bill. Now let's look at resolutions. Go back to capital.hawaii.gov and search for your resolution, the same way you would a bill. Click on the PDF symbol or icon next to the measure number to see the latest version of the resolution. In this case, we're using SCR 152 as an example. SCR and HCR indicate concurrent resolutions, either Senate concurrent resolution or House concurrent resolution, indicating the intent of both chambers. SR and HR indicate a single chamber resolution. In the upper right-hand corner, there's the resolution number. Below that, there is the title of what the resolution is aiming to do. Resolutions are different from bills in that a resolution title can change along with the content. There are not enacting clauses or sections like in a bill. Instead, we have paragraphs of whereas, be it resolved, and be it further resolved. Whereas clauses are where you can find information as to why the resolution may be needed, any findings and justifications for the resolution. They are usually structured from very broad statements of information at the beginning to more specific paragraphs towards the end of the resolution. The Be It Resolved clause are the action items. So we can see the Senate and House of Representatives urging the Department of Education and the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs to implement a graduation requirement of half a credit in financial literacy in this proposed resolution. In the Be It Further Resolved clauses, it specifically says what the curricula should include and that certified copies of this concurrent resolution are to be transmitted to the chairperson of the Board of Education, Superintendent of Education, and the Director of Commerce and Consumer Affairs, if adopted. This last clause is typical of what you'll see at the end, since resolutions do not go to the governor. Instead, if the resolutions are adopted, certified copies are sent to the specific entities or people that are identified in the content of the resolution itself to express the will and intent of the legislators. So that is the resolution. Please don't hesitate to contact PAR if you have questions. You can call us at 808-587-0478 or email us at par@capital.hawaii.gov.